It is inflammation of your joints or your bone. So, dito meron kang bone enlargement, morning stiffness that resolves in 30 minutes or less. Kasi usually yung stiffness niya, ito yung mga matatanda na kapag nagpa-check up sasabihin, um, pag po tumatayo o pagbangon sumasakit po yung balakang ko o yung tuhod ko. So it tends to get worse as the day goes on and activity makes the pain worse. So, pag at rest, syempre hindi siya masakit pero once na nagalaw na siya, ayun, saka siya nagkakaroon ng pain. So nagre-resolve siya bakit sa tuwing ginagamit yung joints natin, o kumbaga mawawala yung pagka-stiff niya. Then there will be palpable bone crepitation or your fremitus. So, para sa may pumuputok upon the movement of the joint. So here are the deformities caused by your osteoarthritis. So please remember this because yung ibang kinds of arthritis ay may iba't iba siyang distinct characteristic ng deformities. For your osteoarthritis, so you have your Bouchard's nodes, which are your bony outgrowths or gelatinosis on the proximal interphalangeal joints. So, pips siya. So, while your Heberden's nodes, these are osteophytes or formations that are located in the distal part of your interphalangeal joints. So again, Bouchard's notes sa pips siya tapos yung Heberden's nodes dun siya sa dips. Okay? So for the diagnosis, so lahat naman halos ng ating bone problem use initially x-rays. So usually nagde-develop tong osteoarthritis sa weight-bearing joints like your knees, hips, your cervical or lumbosacral joints. So ayun nga, as I've said, common siya sa mga elderly. No, pag pumunta yan sa mga clinic, sasabihin, Doktora, sumasakit po yung tuhod ko, likod ko. You need to explain din na hindi naman lahat ng arthritis is, yung iba kasi sabing gout, no? Explain nyo maraming types of arthritis, kaya kailangan silang i-work up. So other joints are usually not affected. Then progressive loss of your articular cartilage. And yun nagpo-form nung palit nung cartilage is your subchondral bone. So here's the comparison between your normal healthy joint and your arthritic joint. So kung mapansin nyo, in between ito sa normal joint, yung kulay pink po siya, pink, and yung cartilage, may synovial fluid din dyan. So, on the other hand, meron na siya mga osteophytes, yung kulay, as pointed by the arrow, medyo red. Tapos, may articular cartilage degeneration na rin, degradation. Then, nagkakaroon ng synovitis din. Nagkakaroon ng inflammation doon. Then, meniscal degradation, then subchondral bone remodeling na siya. So, here's a simple pathogenesis of your osteoarthritis. So, upon mechanical injury, so or any previous joint damage, yung chondrocyte response will release your cytokines. Eventually, have your inflammation. So, may mamaga siya, magre-release yung mga enzymes or proteolytic enzymes. Then, it would lead back to your chondrocyte response. So, ulit-ulit lang siya hanggang sa nagkaroon na ng erosion, cartilage erosion, nasira na yung normal joints natin. Kaya nga siya degenerative din. So, as the patient ages, sira siya. So, what are the risk factors? As we've said, age over 50 and women tend to have osteoarthritis other than men. Then genetic defects, joint abnormalities, o yung sports may high study show na may high rate of um, risk pagka mayroon kang sports injuries. So, due to repetitive motion. And then another factor is obesity. So, uh, sa treatment, usually, isa dito ay kailangan ng weight loss sa mga patients natin.
Ma'am, excuse me po,
Yes,
hindi po na move yung slide.
hindi na namumove. O sige, magganto na lang tayo. Eto, nakikita niya.
Ayan po, nasa risk factor na po.
Sorry. Ito ba nakita niyo? Hindi rin.
Hindi rin po.
Okay, sige. Pag ganun, na-interrupt niyo ako, pwede niyo ako interrupt para ano. So, ito nga, yung x-ray niya ng osteoarthritis. So, yung left, yung normal knee joint, then yung right, sa right side nyo. So, nag-collapse na siya or nagkaroon na ng subchondral articular cartilage damage and then subchondral formation. So, ito uli yung diagram showing your normal healthy joint. So, ito yung pink, ito yung normal articular cartilage with your synovial fluid. So, pagka nag-degenerate na siya, so meron ng formation of osteophytes, then nagkakaroon ng degradation, sorry, articular cartilage degradation, then eventually your inflammatory process. Ito yung subchondral bone remodeling o nagkaka-sclerosis. Naghi-heal siya kaya lang hindi na siya yung normal na joint or bone. So ito lang yung summary niya, if you have mechanical injury, genetic hormonal, mga diabetic, may previous joint damage, so nagkaka-chondrocyte response, release of cytokines, then eventually nagkakaroon siya ng cycle ulit-ulit yun. Kaya nadadamage siya, nagkakaroon ng erosion. So for the risk factors, yun nga, age, women tend to have high risk for osteoarthritis rather than men. Then your genetic defects, joint abnormalities, sports, and as I've said, yung obesity. So, lagi ring tatanong sa patient yun, nagkaroon po ba kayo ng weight gain or uh, medyo uh, nagkaroon kayo ng naging tumaas ang inyong appetite. Yan. So, for your long-term complications, so, ang usually kino-compare dito ay yung nauna yung gout, osteoarthritis, tsaka yung rheumatoid. So, osteoarthritis does not affect the body's organs or cause illness. So, hindi siya systemic. Unlike your gout and your rheumatoid arthritis. But it can lead to deformities. So, ito yung parang yung gout din na nagkakaroon ng mga distinct deformities ng ating mga joints. So, severe loss of cartilage in the knee joints can cause bow-leg appearance. So, as shown in this picture, there are bony spurs along the spine, which can irritate nerves, leading to pain, numbness, or tingling in some parts of the body. So, usually yung iba, not all the time na pain yung kanilang um, complaint. So, yung iba, parang mamanhid po, ganyan. May tingling sensation, parang nakatusok-tusok, ganyan. Okay. So, for the treatment, we have no specific treatment to stop those inflammatory process that could lead to erosion. But there are ways to improve joint function. So, one of these is physical therapy. So, increasing your flexibility and strengthen the muscles around your affected joints. So, nagpapa-rehab medicine, hindi rehab ng ng drugs, physical therapist. So, the therapist will apply hot or cold compress to relieve the pain. Tapos may mga certain exercises kasi silang ginagawa. Admit ko lang si Eliza. Okay. So, next, over the medication. primarily just to alleviate the pain. So your pain relievers, your aspirin, ay usually sa Amerika yung aspirin, sa atin yung mga celecoxib, your NSAIDs, yung mga paracetamol, pwede na yun. So pain relieving creams or sprays. So if the pain persists, meron tayong ini-inject yung mga usually mga orthopedic surgeon or pwede rin yung mga rheumatologists, they would inject steroids or your hyaluronic acid. So, meron siyang um, nasa vial yun na usually ini-inject in between those joints. So, example dun sa knees, inject siya dun sa may cartilage in between your knee joints. So, ito yung sinasabi ko. So, weight loss is one of the effective ways to relieve the pain. Kasi nga, yung osteoarthritis is mainly ang affected joints ay yung weight-bearing joints. So, kailangan medyo magaan ang kanyang dinadala para hindi siya mag-progress or uh, maging more painful. So, exercise, people with osteoarthritis may avoid exercise at will cause pain but low impact activities, yung mga swimming, walking, bicycle, riding, and can improve mobility and increase strength. Training with light weights can help by strengthening the muscles. Siguro yung mga light weights na 'to, mga medyo bata pa puwede, pero if your patient is senior citizen 'no, siguro medyo iwasan din kasi baka mag-cause naman 'to ng mga injury. As your doctor or physical therapist, which kung alin yung bagay na exercise para sa patient. So, surgery, there's a role naman ng surgery natin if the osteoarthritis interferes significantly with everyday life. So, joint replacement ang tawag sa surgery. This procedure is used on patients with severe na yung osteoarthritis nila. Halos pudpud na yung tinatawag nating joint. The knee and hip are the joints that are replaced most often. So, any questions sa ating osteoarthritis? Okay pa ba tayo dyan? Okay, sige. Thank you for the response. So, sa ngayon, di na ako mag-a-attendance sa kung wala ang ibang classmate, turuan nyo na lang or as I've said, lagi naman sinasabi ko, nasa PowerPoint lang yung topic. Hindi ko na kayo pinagbabasa masyado ng book kasi makapal. Okay, next would be your rheumatoid arthritis. So, same lang siya sa osteoarthritis na women are 3 times more likely to develop rather than men. So, peak incidence naman nito is 4th and 5th decade of life, mga 40s or 50s. This is caused by an abnormal autoimmune response. May mga triggers siya. So, either bacterial or viral. It occurs in patients who have a genetic predisposition to the disease. So, ito yung simple na lang na na rheumatoid arthritis. So, ano yung trigger natin? Inflammatory. It may be viral or bacterial. So, ganun din, it would cause your inflammatory processes, your activated cytokines, then would form the auto-antibody immune complex. Okay, so, tanggalin ko na muna to. So, what are the usual symptoms? So, ang mainly complaint naman ng mga patients ito ay bilateral. So, actually, rheumatoid arthritis, I haven't encountered personally since my training. Wala pa ako na puro siya, hypothetical lang. So, usually bilateral symmetric polyarthritis. So, yung symmetry niya, pag sinabing parehas po masakit, parehas na involved yung joints like your hands, wrists, elbows, your shoulders, knees, uh, are evident. So, your dips, ito ang isa sa mga characteristics. So, your deep joints are usually spared. usually spared ang deep joints. Unlike your osteoarthritis, meron tayong deep and pips na involved. So usually in the spine, sa spine or the upper cervical area, sa may head area are most affected. So swelling in the hands is a typical sign of your metacarpophalangeal and proximal interphalangeal joint involvement. So wala siya sa deep. So yan, inulit-ulit natin. Wala siya sa deep. So ito systemic siya kasi usually may autoimmune din siya. So you have anemia, constipation, joint swelling, ganyan, finger abnormalities, skin nodules, rashes. So unlike your osteoarthritis, this one has systemic symptoms also. So ito yung mga deformities, scoring muna tayo. So meron siyang criteria for your rheumatoid arthritis. These are as follows. So may mga corresponding points siya. So may scoring system siya. You have your joint distribution, your serologic tests, which include your ACPA, your anti-citrullinated protein antibodies. So, if it's negative, high, low, may points din siya. Yung symptom duration, kung kailan siya nag-start. So, isa sa mga laging kailangang malaman if it is acute or chronic or yung symptom duration niya para ma-differentiate siya sa ibang arthritis. Then, your acute phase reactants, usually your CRPs and ESR, pero hindi siya yung specific. Kumbaga, kahit naman ano inflammation, usually would cause a rise or elevated in result in your ESR or your CRP. So your B cells also produce your rheumatoid factor against immunoglobulin as well as your anti-cyclic citrullinated peptides. So ito lang yung mga deformities naman na makikita natin sa uh, rheumatoid arthritis. So you have your swan neck deformity. Dapat kasi may animation kaya lang. So swan neck deformity and your boutonniere. O ito naman yung sa swan neck, your hyperextension of the pip joint with flexion of your MCPs and deep joints. Swan neck. So, ito siya, hyperextension. Nakikita niyo ba yung cursor? Hindi.
Nakikita po.
Nakita, okay. Sige, thank you. So, sa swan neck, hyperextension. Ito siya, naka-extend of your pip. Then, may flexion siya sa mid, the MCPs in your distal phalangeal. And then, your boutonniere. Ayan na, specific tayo sa spelling. Pero sige, multiple choice na lang ako para hindi na kayo mabiktima ng spelling sa next quiz. Pero dapat kabisado niya pa rin yung or alam niya yung spelling niya. So for your boutonniere, this is the flexion of your pip joints and hyperextension ng deep joints. Yan. So ito yung actual picture niya. Dito nga may ulnar deviation pa. Ibig sabihin yung most of your fingers are deviated dito yung ulnar area kasi dito, 'di ba? O, pag ganun siya. Here's your swan neck deformity and your boutonniere. Boutonniere. Okay. May tanong ba dyan? Okay pa ba kayo?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. Sige. Wala naman choice kundi maging okay. Okay, so yun nga yung criteria natin sa rheumatoid. Ayan, for the treatment, as usual, pag may inflammation, you use your steroids and your NSAIDs, painkillers, your ibuprofen, celecoxib, for your steroids, prednisone. Yung mga DMARDs, your methotrexate, hindi masyado. So, usually, ito lang mga NSAIDs o steroids. Okay, next na tayo, infectious arthritis. So, isa lang naman yun. It is your septic arthritis. Tanggalin ko na rin itong yan. So, it is the inflammation of your synovial membrane with purulent effusion into the joint capsule leading to a closed space infection. So, it is considered a medical emergency. Bakit? Kasi kapag kumalat yung infection, it would lead to sepsis, septic shock, and eventually death. So, kailangan agad siyang matreat with antibiotics. So, you should initiate it within 24 to 48 hours. So, pag hindi siya na-initiate, so, yun nga, may subchondral bone loss, then permanent joint dysfunction na siya. Usually, these are acute monoarticular. So, isang joint lang. So, ano yung iba pang joints, iba pang disease na arthritis na isa lang ang affected. So, usually your osteoarthritis and initially your gout. So, knees, laging knees ang commonly affected. So, here's an example. And here's an anatomy muna. So, ito nga yung synovial articular cartilage or fibrous joint. O dyan na-insinuate yung infection. So, ito siya. It can be due to hematogenous spread. This is the most common. Kasi di ba ang joints, meron din yung mga arteries that supply your joints. So, once may infection sa blood, pwede siyang kumalat sa knee joints or any joints and could cause septic arthritis. Another way how can you acquire the infection is direct inoculation. So, from a penetrating trauma, o pagkaroon na, kunyari, na-aksidente yung iba or natusok somewhere, direct penetration would cause or direct inoculation of the bacteria. And then another is the direct spread from adjacent bone. So ito sa more common sa mga bata kasi sila yung prone sa osteomyelitis. So pag nagkaroon ng mamaya may discussion din tayo regarding osteomyelitis. So usually begins in the metaphyseal region, then magbe-break through siya dun sa periosteum. O yan yung 3 ways kung paano ma-acquire yung septic arthritis. Pakitandaan na lang. So ito, animation kasi. So common causes na septic arthritis. So for the neonates, staff or use, or actually mostly staff or use at any age group. Bakit? Kasi malapit na naman siya sa skin. So sinabi natin dati, any infection na malapit sa skin or skin yung primary affected, staph aureus. Staphylococcus aureus ha, mga anak, yung mga inyong spelling. May nakita pa ako eh. Hindi ko na lang banggitin. So, increased risk for septic arthritis, aging population din. So, yung mga orthopedic procedures, minsan, pagka yung mga may operations sa knee joints, so, pag hindi nag-heal ng maayos or hindi siya nagamot ng maayos, it could lead to septic arthritis. So, diabetes, leukemia, your HIV, granulomatous diseases, those IV users, yan, mga prone sila sa septic arthritis. May naligaw yata din. Septic arthritis to, sorry. Antok na yarn. So, usual symptoms, joint pain, fever, chills, leukocytosis. So, your ito kailangan talagang gawin kasi kailangan i-check yung, pathogen involved. So, pansin niyo sa ibang types of arthritis wala tayong masyadong synovial fluid. Ang meron lang yung, minsan yung sa gout, pero bihira din gumagawa ang mga physicians ng synovial fluid analysis 'pag gouty arthritis. So, this is done, for septic arthritis. So, yung result niya, leukocytosis with predominance of your neutrophil count. Oh, since it is, inflammatory, then purulent, kung purulent siya, so expect neutrophil predominance. So, ito yung mga organisms and your corresponding host kung saan sila more affected. O pakitandaan na lang po yung Staph aureus, yung staph na lang. Kasi bihira naman yung Neisseria, bihira naman yung Mycobacteria. Although it happens also, it is also involved sa mga patients na dito sa Pilipinas kasi Mycobacteria lalo. More on the TB. Okay, so yung color niya, so pag inflammatory, yellowish, septic, pag virulent na yung itsura. And then hemorrhagic pag red. Parang nahalo-halo yata ito. Sorry. So your treatment, so antibiotic therapy for 4 to 6 weeks. So um yung iba nagbibigay ng broad spectrum, ibig sabihin in general na antibiotics. However, mas maganda siya if culture guided. So blood culture, then yung iba, we do drainage if the antibiotic therapy hindi niya napagaling yung septic arthritis. Usually, we drain it with joint aspiration or arthroscopy with tidal lavage or your open surgical drainage. So, ito lang yung mga corresponding antibiotics. Not much kasi hindi naman kayo medical field pero nice to know lang. So, ito mahalagang slide to. So, possibly kukuha ko dito yung comparison ng most common types natin na arthritis, your osteoarthritis, OA, RA, rheumatoid, and your gout. Again, your OA, your osteoarthritis is a wear and tear disease. Ano pa ang dapat tandaan? Asymmetrical siya. So, ang symmetrical dito ay ang inyong rheumatoid. Yung gout, may flare-flare yan. Tapos kabisado na lang din or take note nyo yung mga deformities involved sa osteo-A, sa rheumatoid, sa gout. Okay. So, last two na to. Osteoporosis. So, iba yung osteoarthritis sa osteoporosis. Osteoporosis is most common metabolic bone disease. So, sa osteoarthritis, yung weight bearing ang problema. Dito naman yung mineral content. So, as you can see in this diagram, from a healthy bone to an osteoporotic bone, na yung kanyang structure, medyo hindi na siya yung compact or intact yung mga osteophytes, your bone is not mineralized, parang ganun. So the rate of bone resorption is greater than that of the bone formation. Ang osteoblast, sila yung sa formation, di ba? So yung osteoclast, sila yung sa degradation ng bone cells. So the levels of your mineral and protein matrix are decreased. Take note din ng difference ng osteoporosis or just osteoarthritis. So this is more of the decreased level of your mineral and protein matrix. So the number of trabeculae is decreased and the width and the mass of the bone are reduced. So, common ay ang spine, hip, and wrist joints. So, yung osteoporosis actually hindi mo siya madadiagnose clinically unless you have a fracture. So, usually yan yung mga elderly, yan yung mga more than 50 years old, dun lang mag, magpapa-work up or madedetect yung osteoporosis nila kapag nagkaroon na ng fracture. So, kung may mga elderly kayo sa bahay, uh, pakisabi, ingat sa mga kung gumagawa pa sila sa bahay, mga household chores, medyo nag-take caution or dapat hindi na nga sila gumagawa masyado to avoid fracture. Kasi usually, most of them will have osteoporosis na. So, this is just a diagram showing your normal and your osteoporotic bone. So, nakikita niyo dito sa right side, medyo sira-sira na yung structure niya. Okay. So, for the risk factors, we have age. So, usually, nade-determine yung bone mineral density. Meron tayong mga test na pinapagawa. So, your race, so we're prone to osteoporosis kasi Asian, mga Caucasian, kasama natin dyan sa mga may risk for osteoporosis. Then, your hormones, if you have, usually, mga menopausal women, kaya sinasabi, they are prone to osteoporosis because of your decreased levels of estrogen during menopause. So this would accelerate bone loss due to increased activity of your osteoclast. Then your premature menopause, your hysterectomy, earlier yung bone loss nila. So for the gender yan, women are at risk na naman because yun nga, meron tayong menopausal stage or because yung nagsa-start out yung smaller bones and bone mass compared to men, mas maaga yung pag-start niya. Genetic factor, so namamana rin siya. So, expect nyo kung meron kayong relative na may osteoporosis, most likely magkakaroon kayo, lalo na kung first degree, kung parents niyo. So, family history, especially those with hip fracture. So, in diet, mahalaga na at a young age, iba laging tayong sinasabihan inom ng gatas for calcium. So, those who had low diet in calcium or vitamin D or lesser physical activity, so yung mga naninigarilyo, yung those who have increased alcohol intake, they are prone to osteoporosis. So, were the secondary causes. So, yung iba, so sabi ko nga, pag primary, so yung, kumbaga, yung mga non-modifiable, yun, yung mga risk factors. So, dito naman yung mga secondary causes, if they've been using steroids, so nakaka-weak ng bones din yun. So, it is the imbalance of your osteoblast and osteoclast pa rin. Your aromatase inhibitor treatments, so these are can lower your estrogen levels by stopping an enzyme which is your aromatase. Your hyperparathyroidism, then your hyperthyroidism could also cause your osteoporosis. Your celiac disease, kasi nga more on mineral siya. So, kung may celiac disease, malabsorption, inflammatory diseases, kukos din siya ng osteoporosis, anorexia. So, yung mga may kidney disease, yung mga nagda-dialysis, it is due to the abnormal parathyroid function as well as your altered calcium and vitamin D metabolism. So this would also cause a decline in your bone mass. And then your rheumatoid arthritis. So usually your one of your arthritis could lead to another kind of arthritis. So tulad nito, your rheumatoid arthritis, in the long run, pag tumanda na kayo, kukos siya ng osteoporosis naman and your SLE. So this is just a diagram showing na as we age and yun nga, once menopausal period starts to set in, you expect na meron ka ng significant bone loss. So for the diagnosis, so we do this bone mineral density using your DEXA scan. So your dual energy X-ray absorptiometry scan. So measurements usually made at the lumbar, so sa lumbar area siya, tsaka sa hip sa may balakang. And then usually reported as your T-scores and Z-scores. So what is your T and your Z score? Your T score is the number of standard deviations from the peak bone mass of young adults of the same sex, while your Z score is the number of standard deviations from the average bone mass of people. So, hindi nyo masyadong kailangan i-memorize. Ito yung kailangan nyo malaman. So, what would be the scores and their corresponding result or interpretation. For your T-score in between -1 and -2.5, this would indicate osteopenia. Osteopenia pa lang siya. Then, the most important score is -2.5 or less. This would indicate your osteoporosis. And then, kapag more than more than or equal 2.5, with the fracture established na siya. May fracture na siya, so mas malala na siya. Osteoporosis with fracture. So this is the example of your bone mineral density values. Okay, so for the treatment, you have your bisphosphonates, your strontium, raloxifene, teriparatide. So most common na ginagamit is your bisphosphonates. So first line of treatment, at it reduces bone resorption by inhibiting action of your osteoclast. O the rest, hindi naman masyadong ginagamit. Yung raloxifene for your estrogen receptor modulator. So, parang ginagaya niyo yung ano ng estrogen para ma-increase yung activity. Then your calcitonin, calcium, vitamin D3. Usually, hinihingi yan ng mga patient. Sabihin, ala po bang vitamins na pwede? So, if you know that na yung patient is at risk for osteoporosis, we add your calcium and vitamin D supplements. But in moderation, kasi yung calcium, di ba, it can be excreted. It can also form calcium crystals. Okay, last na to, yung osteomyelitis. May mga tanong ba kayo or any clarifications at this point? Okay pa? Guys, nandiyan pa kayo? Nakatulog na kayo? Sige. So, next is your osteomyelitis. So, it is an inflammatory bone disease. So, ano rin siya? Caused by organisms that could lead to progressive bone destruction. So, same lang siya. May 3 routes of infection. Your hematogenous, contiguous, and direct inoculation. So, again, ganito rin siya. Direct. Para siyang sa septic. However, this has involvement of your muscle. Direct invasion, then from hematogenous spread from a focus of osteomyelitis. Okay, so hematogenous osteomyelitis is the most common type of osteomyelitis. It occurs in children, elderly, and IV drug users. So, ito nga yung more common siya sa children or infants. So, they would involve your long bones and your legs or your femur, tibia, fibula. So, the symptoms, usually muscle spasms, redness and swelling, limitation of limb movement, and in adults, mas vague yung symptoms niya. So, yung general symptoms of inflammation, fever, night sweats, weight loss, yung most common symptom is pain at rest. Yung kahit hindi ginagalaw may masakit. So this yung isa, 'pag binyo siya, ito yung hematogenous spread niya. Then ito naman yung, inoculation, initial site of infection. So mag-aano siya ng yung blood supply magba-block, magkakaroon ka ng abscess, and then yung sequestrum and your involucrum. So paki-take note po yung sequestrum, this is the dead bone involved in osteomyelitis, and your involucrum is your new bone. So yung sequestrum again, your dead bone or your necrotic bone, your involucrum is your new bone. O yung sa mga nakikinig ha, 'pag sinabi kong take note, remember or ano, for sure kasama yun sa exam. So for the complications, so uncontrolled infection, this could lead to septic arthritis. So sabi ko nga, yung iba arthritis could lead to another kind of arthritis. So eventually in later life, this would also cause your osteoarthritis. So in infants, medullary infection can reach your epiphyses and joint surfaces via capillaries. So mga joint deformities or stunted growth naman sa mga children or infants, yung usual complication. So for this, your hip joints may be will be the most common joint involved. So the picture shows this is your involucrum, your new, and your sequestrum, your old or dead necrotic bone. Pathogens, so just like your septic arthritis, Staphylococcus aureus pa rin ang bida. So secondary lang yung mga strep pneumoniae, strep species. So, sa mga immunocompromised, mga fungal yan, mga drug users, Pseudomonas. So for the radiograph, so soft tissue swelling, ito siya, periostal reaction, then destruction of your bone. Bone scan, medyo mahal yan pero hindi siya commonly pinapagawa. But it can confirm the diagnosis 24 to 48 hours after the onset. So, for the treatment, we have 4 to 6 weeks of parenteral or IV antibiotics. So, sa children naman, typical course would be 3 weeks in some cases. Tapos, pagka medyo na-resolve na siya, we can follow it up by an oral antibiotic. So, just like your septic arthritis, it is mas maganda kung based on culture and sensitivity yung pagbibigay ng antibiotics. So if acute osteomyelitis is complicated by an abscess or extensive necrosis, kung medyo pangit yung wound healing niya, the involved area is debrided. Then antibiotic therapy is instituted. So usually pag ito yung sample niya, sequestrectomy, yung di ba yung sequestrum nga is your old or necrotic bones, yun yung mga tinatanggal. Then ipapak siya kasi nga magkakaroon ng space, usually filled with packing bone grafts, muscle pedicles, or skin grafts. So in osteomyelitis associated with peripheral vascular disease, yun yung role ng amputation. So pag pangit na yung sugat tapos meron na siyang vascular involvement, ito na ang gagawin, amputation. So what are your indications for your amputation? So yun nga, vascular involvement, usually arterial insufficiency, your nerve paralysis. So if there is non-functional limb stiffness or may contractures na, or malignant changes, o mga may mass or cancers na mostly are squamous cell or mga fibrosarcoma. That's the time you need to amputate or tanggalin na yung muscle with their bone. Okay, so that would be the last slide for our musculoskeletal. Kaya pa bang mag-intro ng ano? Yung mga blood disorders, gusto nyo pa? Or enter any questions muna? Nakatulog na yung iba. Wala na. Nahele na yung iba. Yari tayo dyan. O sige, dahil dyan, mag-aano tayo. Magre-review. Review with recitation tayo. Sige kayo. Wala, natinulugan ako ng iba. So, kailangan natin mag-recitation. Ano ba gusto nyo? Itutuloy ko na yung blood disorder? Or sa Wednesday na? Ano yan? Ano ibig sabihin ng heart tsaka thumbs up? Sa Wednesday na o continue yung anemia, yung mga blood disorder? Eh talaga, tinulugan nyo na ako. Nandiyan ba si Ma'am Delima? Ma'am Delima, princess. Nakatulog na nga. Oh, ayaw nyo ba? Tatanungin ko kayo. Ito na lang itatanong ko sa quiz. Eh, sir, andiyan ka pa ba? Nagising ka ba? Okay lang. So, what are your types of bone? Give me two. Iba yung sa unang part yon yung types of bone. So, which forms your outer cortex or sino yung nagpo-form ng interior? Nahanap mo ba? Tsaka ano, or compact in your compact or cortical, your spongy, trabecular, or cancellous. Okay, sige. Next tayo. Imam magpayo.
Hello
Diyan
po.
ba siya? Pakigalaw po ang baso.
Hello po.
Sige. So, how do you define fracture? Kahit hindi siya yung exact words.
Uh, para po may complete or partial break po.
Nox.
Po.
Okay, sige. Okay, it's a break of the continuity. Sige, correct. Thank you. Sino pa? Si Sir Ginto, nandyan ba? Sino na lang gustong sumagot? How would you differentiate dislocation from subluxation? Ano yung main difference lang nila? Yes, Sir Cariaga.
Ang dislocation po, yung mismong joint and nawawala po sa socket. And ang
Mm-mm.
subluxation po is partially outside lang po.
Yes, correct. Tandaan yung mga tanong ko. Baka lumabas yung iba dyan. Thank you. Sige, ano pa? Mhm. So, what are your joint deformities in osteoarthritis? Give me one. Then describe. Hala, wala na sumagot. Nahirapan na yarn. Ma'am Ramirez, diyan ka ba? Ay, wala
Ano
si
po
ma'am.
ulit yung tanong, ma'am?
Ah. Give me one of the joint deformities, yung mga descriptive joint deformities sa osteoarthritis. Di ba dalawa siya? Baka mapaghalo nyo yung sa osteoarthritis tsaka yung sa sa ano ba isa? Rheumatoid. Sige. Medyo madali na lang. Alin dun yung ang joint involved ay yung distal interphalangeal joints. Anong type of deformity siya? Dalawa lang yun. May H tsaka B. Kaya pa, call a friend. Yes. Ay, nawala. Katanyag.
Ma'am, try lang po.
Sige lang.
Ano po ba osteoarthritis?
Arthritis. Osteoarthritis. Yes po. Ma'am Far.
Heberden nodes po, ma'am, yung distal.
Okay. So, correct. Thank you, ma'am. So, yung ulitin natin, so osteoarthritis, dalawa siya. Your Heberdens and your Bouchard. Si Heberdens ay nasa distal part. Distal interphalangeal joints. Si Bouchard nasa proximal. Okay? Tandaan nyo yan. Ano naman tayo? Sige. Doon naman sa rheumatoid, ano ba dapat natin tandaan doon? Ano yung dalawang deformities? Madali-dali yun. Yes, Ma'am Manulit, give me one. One lang.
Yung swan neck deformity po.
Can you describe what is one neck deformity?
Yung swan neck deformity po is yung base po ng finger and the outermost joint po is bend. While yung middle joint po is straight, lagi straight po.
Okay, sige. Very good. Yung isang deformity naman. Yes, Sir Villafuerte.
Mama, yun po ba yung boutonniere deformity?
Yes, sige. Ano naman yung boutonniere?
Yung middle finger po natin nagbe-bend toward po ng palm.
Mm-mm.
Habang po yung outer finger natin nagbe-bend po opposite po naman ng palm.
So, i-reiterate lang natin, hyperextension ng deep joints, then flexion of your pip. Yung ang tawag sa outer is your distal, yung pinakadulo, Tapos yung medyo sa base is your proximal. Okay, thank you for that. Very good kayo. Yung mga nakikinig, nakatulog, sana makatch up kayo. Kasi alam niyo na kung paano ako magbigay ng quiz. Sige. Ano yung most common bacterial agent sa septic arthritis? Madali na yan. Yes, Ma'am Perez.
Stop aureus ulit po.
Okay. Ano spelling ng Staphylococcus aureus? Uy, tinamaan yung iba. Tandaan yung spelling ng Staphylococcus. Kayo lagot kayo sa bacteriology nyo. Naku, ayoko na lang mag-talk. Natawa ako sa mga sagot ng iba. Nakakabisaduhin nyo yun, ha? Sayang di ko na pa-spell yung boutonniere, eh. Anyway. Sige, tama yun, ma'am. Thank you. Give me one risk factors for your Osteoporosis. Ma'am Angud.
Hello po.
One risk factor lang for your osteoporosis.
Osteoporosis po.
Mm. Marami yun. Kahit alin doon, yung primary or secondary, pwede na yan. Uy, nag-research.
Narinig po ba?
Oo.
Um,
Pinakamadali.
like, ano po ba? Like, related po sa age?
Yun. One is age. Okay na yun. Ano pa? Sige, next na. Ma'am Andus, para marami.
Hormones po.
Okay, like what hormones? Give me one specific.
Lower levels of estrogen.
No, very good. Okay, next. Sino pa? Sir Ramirez? Ay, Ma'am Ramirez.
Hello po, ma'am.
Yes.
Smoking and alcohol intake po.
Okay, relax. Parang tanandaan talaga yon. Okay, next. Ma'am Far.
Ma'am, body weight po or BMI.
BMI, osteoporosis Hindi siya osteoarthritis. Hindi baka you're pertaining to your bone mineral density. Tama ba?
Opo.
Okay, sige. Okay. Next, Sir Derek.
Hello po, ma'am.
Yes.
Dinig po, ma'am. Ano po, ma'am? Low calcium diet, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Tama. Meron pa ba, Sir Franklin?
Smoking po, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Tama. Si Mary Angeline.
Low vitamin D levels po.
Okay. Thank you. Tama yun. And sino pa? Bayumbon?
Ma'am, ano po, biological sex po kasi po yung babae po yung most likely na magkakaroon po ng osteoporosis.
Dahil
po ba kasi maaga po sa menopause din po kasi isang factors din po.
yes. Then mas yung small bones natin, they start out as smaller bones, yung bone mass. Mas madaling, kumbaga mas marupok. Ayan na. Okay, thank you. So other fact, meron pa bang gusto sumagot? Marami pa yun eh. Pero sige, babanggitin ko na lang iba. So again, your hyperparathyroidism, yung mga secondary causes, hyperthyroidism, your rheumatoid arthritis, SLE, mga CKD patients, or your renal patients, mga renal problems. Also, genetics. And huwag niyo kalimutan yung Asian tayo. So what is the T-score of your osteoporosis? T-score. Pinanggit ko yung kanina. Estrella Heart. Diyan ba siya?
Ma'am, can you repeat what?
Ano yung T-score ng osteoporosis para masabi mong yung score niya? Iba merong 1 to 2.5, may 2.5, more than 2.5. Yung sa bone mineral density score niya, ano yung score for osteoporosis? -1 to 2.5, -2.5, or more than -2.5. Ayan, binigyan na ng choices. Mo lang. Call a friend. Call a friend ka na ba, Sir Hart?
Yes po.
Sige. Si Ma'am Delima. Okey. So, tatandaan niyo yung mga tinatanong ko. Naku, yan na talaga ibibigay ko sa quiz. Naku naman. Oh, treatment. Give me one treatment. One of the two common treatments ng osteoporosis. So, sa osteoporosis wala namang pain. So, di tayo magbibigay ng mga painkillers. So, ano ba yung wala sa kanya na kailangan natin ibigay 'pag osteoporosis? Sir Tapang, nandiyan ka? Sige, Sir Franklin.
Ma'am, try lang po.
Sige lang, try lang.
Ano po, hormone therapy po, especially po sa mga menopausal women.
Yes, like your raloxifene. Okay, thank you. Isa pa. Napakadali lang. Ano ba kulang sa osteoporosis? Trinidad Aya? Sige, Ma'am Andus.
Bisphosphonate po.
Okay, thank you. And syempre, yung ating calcium vitamin D supplement bukod sa hormonal. Okay. O paano, Ma'am Andus, yung anemia sa Wednesday ko na lang start?
Sige po, ma'am.
Palagay ko hindi natin matatapos yung leukocyte. Ang 2 parts nga kasi siya. So, red blood cell and then yung mga white blood cell tsaka platelet. Subukan kong bilisan. Kasi may quiz pa tayo nun. Kontian ko nila items. So, for Wednesday, ang quiz natin itong bone. Basahan nyo na lang ng konti yung anemia. Kasama ko na rin siya. Pero sige, multiple choice. Pero yung dito sa bone, nahaluan ko na lang ng identification uli. Okay lang ba, guys? Kaya pa? Okay, sige. Walang mga tanong? Kayo naman na magtanong. Naka-down, ano. So, okay na kayo. Log out na tayo. Yun, pag sinabing log out, tutuwa. O sige, so magbasa kayo ng konti regarding anemia. Send ko mamaya yung PowerPoint sa bone. Yung anemia first part, subukan kong isend mamayang gabi. Okay, so yung mga wala, yung ko naman ding every now and then mag-check ako attendance. Adults na tayo, di ba? Adulthood na kayo. So, tutupad pa rin naman ako sa pangako basta umattend. Pero yung pagpasa ng exam, hindi na sa akin nakadepend yun ha. Binibigay ko naman lahat. Di ba? Kaya ako tatanong ko pa kayo kung may tanong ba or ano. Or may mga clarifications. Pwede na kayo magtanong anytime. Kahit kung nahiya kayo, padaanin nyo kay Ma'am President or sa Google Chat.